The other day, I made a video about two Biden supporters who attacked a 7-year-old Trump supporter and his family. They stole his MAGA hat. They ripped up his sign, and they even assaulted some people. For some reason, this video was taken down. I don't know why. I was told that it was not suitable for the YouTube platform. I'm sure the video is still up on BitChute, but this is what I was told. Maybe it's because I used the real footage as proof of the attack. Maybe it was because a child was involved. I guess at the end of the day, we'll never know. But I am happy to report now, and I'm sure it's fine to report this, that the two people who assaulted this child and his family are being charged and arrested. Justice is served. Which I'm very happy to hear about, and I'll bring you this story with joy. Here you can see in the headline, Biden supporters attack a 7-year-old Trump supporter and his family. We will knock you the F out. And that's a quotation. They said this at one point. I believe it's around here in this image. So this is the headline. This has been reported on Twitter. Breaking: the second suspect who has attacked the 7-year-old Trump supporter has just been arrested. Her name is Cameron Amy. She's being held on a $42,000 bond. She was charged with robbery, conspiracy, offensive touching, and endangering the welfare of a child. Justice. So yeah, Trump students are the ones who reported on this, I believe. And, everywhere around the country, you find Trump supporters being attacked by violent leftists. In fact, it's only the left that seems to be especially violent. Now, for years now, the media has claimed, time and time again, that those evil conservatives, they're just bigots and meanies, and they'll attack you on the street. But when you actually look at it, the violent ones are the people on the left. Am I surprised that Biden supporters harassed a child? No, I'm not. Some people in the comment section, I don't know if I can make this joke, but some people in the comment section even said stuff like, they're not attacking a child, they're performing a late-term abortion. You can't say that on YouTube. Look, I didn't say it, they said it, okay? Thankfully, the boy was fine. He wasn't physically harmed at all, but he was crying in the video. They were very cruel. They stole the hat of his mom, and then he was trying to defend his mom, saying, "Please, that belongs to somebody." And then they tore up his signs. Like, these people are cruel. They're absolutely cruel. So this happened in the Democratic National Convention, which was held in Wilmington, Delaware this year. See, Republican supporters of President Trump were outside in protest of the former Vice President Joe Biden. Now, there's going to be people who say, especially on the left, well, they were asking for it. Just look at the way they were dressed. Unironically, right? Victim blaming. They're going to say that it was all their fault, that they shouldn't have been dressed that way if they didn't want to get assaulted. But let me ask you a question. How often do violent, disruptive, and hostile individuals on the left do their little protests? All the time. You always see these left-wing protesters at Trump rallies and Trump events and on the streets. Some of those protests turn into riots. In fact, there's been rioting all over the country as of late. Past few months have been a total, I don't even know what to call it, a tornado of destruction. Left-wing activists burning things down, burning the flag, attacking people. So, if the left is allowed to do their protests, so-called, then you can bet that these Trump supporters are allowed to protest as well. It's called peaceful assembly. You have a right to peaceful assembly. What you don't have a right to is being violent. And that's exactly what these Joe Biden supporters did. And it doesn't make him look good. And where was Biden to denounce this horrible attack? Nowhere to be found, friends. Nowhere to be found. They quote a tweet here that says, "In Joe Biden's America, stealing a MAGA hat from a crying 7-year-old is A-OK. Just another reminder of the forest fire coming for you if Biden wins." Can you imagine if Biden actually became president? All these attacks that we've seen on conservatives, on Trump supporters, even a 7-year-old child. After all this, do you think that it would get better or worse? No. They would feel emboldened. They would feel empowered. They would start attacking Republicans on sight. As if they aren't already. And it would get worse and worse. It would probably be like that movie. The one that caused all the controversy about Democrats who hunt down Republicans for sport. that's pretty much where we're headed. So I don't know about you, but voting in this election is probably more important than ever. Now, Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden recently had his acceptance speech. Don't you know, the game was rigged from the start. And you know what he said? First of all, he plagiarized his whole speech. He said, I will be an ally of the light, not the darkness. And yet he refuses to denounce this attack. Because when Biden supporters attack Trump supporters, Biden doesn't care. But you can damn well bet that when Trump supporters attack Biden supporters, oh, he would say, oh, these bigots, they're so bad. Where are we again? Oh, yeah, I'm Joe Biden running against Joe Biden for president. So Abby Wigton says she and her child were at the Biden protest outside of the convention. Her child had a MAGA hat and she had a pro-Trump sign. When the people who were leaving the convention saw the MAGA hat, they hit the roof. So according to the police report, her 7-year-old son ran across the street from Joe Biden's DNC convention speech in Wilmington, Delaware. We were waiting for a table at a restaurant to eat dinner. We had just left a peaceful protest against Joe Biden. I was holding a pro-Trump sign. My son was wearing his MAGA hat. So they were waiting outside, peacefully minding their own business, waiting for their table. Suddenly, that's when 2 Joe Biden supporters began to yell political epithets. They ripped the sign from her arms, and they assaulted her 7-year-old son. Now, the son wasn't harmed. In the footage, they pretty much just steal his hat. Can you define that as assault? Yes, you can, actually. Even verbally assaulting someone can be assault sometimes. And then, they did it all. They were like, we're going to kick your butt. It's just, I'm explaining the law to you a little bit more. And I don't want to hear it from any of the lawyers out there. Well, actually, it's like this in Delaware. Yeah, okay. I'm not an expert. I'm not a legal expert. I'm just saying. Assault, like when people hear assault, they think of like a punch or attack. But, assault can be as simple as pushing someone. That is assault. Throwing a piece of paper at somebody crumpled up, that is a form of assault. I'm fairly certain that's how it works. And yes, the 7-year-old boy was crying. It's pretty sad. They were begging for the hat back. And these women are disgusting. They can be quoted as saying, your baby sounds like a... And they basically insult the kid. Yeah, these are Biden supporters, folks. These are the kinds of people voting for Joe Biden. And Democrats want me to believe that they're the good guys. Oh, you're so nice to everybody. You're so tolerant, You don't beat people who disagree with you. You don't assault people who you don't like. Oh, wait, you do. Constantly. It's not even a thing now. But guess what? They are arrested and they're going to suffer. They're going to suffer. The mother says that she was punched in the face multiple times by Joe Biden supporters. The friend who joined them to defend them was also punched in the face. They beat me with their fists and purses. I'm just going to tell you one thing. If I was with my child and anybody stole his hat, well, let's just say that I would get that hat back. Okay? I would get it back. I'd also press charges. So the mother goes on to say that, they threw the hat over a fence into a construction site. And she says, quote, this vicious attack on an innocent child is exactly why I will be voting for Donald Trump. Joe Biden owes my son an apology for fomenting the hate that will now scar my son for life. He's gonna be based and red-pilled, folks. If children aren't off limits to their violence, who is? Yeah, nobody. Nobody at all. That's a problem with the left. They think that they're justified in hurting people if they're not part of their cult. So Benny posted the following on Twitter, meet 7-year-old Riley. Riley was supporting his president when vicious Joe Biden voters attacked him, stole his MAGA hat, and pushed him. Riley was scared and cried in the street. That's where I met him. He wanted to call 911. Moments ago, Riley got a call from the White House. Oh. So don't worry, folks. This story has a happy ending. Little Riley here got to talk to, well, I don't know if he talked to President Trump himself, but he got a call from the big old White House. That's pretty cool. The most I ever got at his age was like an invitation letter to go to Washington, like on a field trip. That was about it. So this is a nice thing, and it's a nice way to end this story. You can see the boy here and his mom saying, Women for Trump 2020, and he's got a new hat. Keep America great. So here on thefirststateupdate.com, woman is facing a robbery charge, an anti-Trump incident, involving a 7-year-old child. So, okay, according to this, and I'm just putting the pieces together, the first suspect was the first one to get arrested. Her name is Olivia Winslow, 21-year-old, according to this report. And then the second woman is now arrested as well. So both of them are being charged. Now, as to what they're being charged with, here we go. Robbery, 2nd degree, conspiracy, 2nd degree, and endangering the welfare of a child. Oh, you get what you deserve. Anyhow, there we go. That's your update on this story. Hopefully this video stays up, okay? There's no footage in this video. There's no reason to take it down. The people have been charged by the authorities. It's all official. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. Do you like my channel? Do you want to support the channel and help out a American business? Then check out Virtue Signal the card game. Virtue Signal the card game is a parody of social justice activism. In Virtue Signal, you play as one of 12 social warriors. The goal of the game is simple. Amass an army of NPC followers. The Virtue Signal card game simulates the power struggles and one-upsmanship that goes on between activist groups. It won't be easy, folks. They'll try to sabotage you the entire way. It's a lot of fun to play. There's also the Virtue Signal expansion pack, featuring cards such as Wax My Balls Bigot, Roof Koreans, Male Power Fantasy, and Clean Your Lobster, bucko. But you can get it all for only $34.98. If you want to get one, you can find it down below in my description. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.